didn't go to my twin's wedding. My twin sister Hannah and I used to be inseparable. Like those creepy twins you see in horror movies, we wore matching outfits until we were 12 and finished each other's sentences. But somewhere around high school, things got weird. Hannah started getting jealous of everything I did. When I made varsity soccer, she quit JV. When I got accepted to state, she suddenly decided she wanted to go there too, even though she'd been planning on community college. It was like she couldn't handle me having anything that was just mine. The worst part was how our parents handled it. They'd always say stuff like, "You girls need to support each other," whenever I complained about Hannah copying me. But they never said anything when she'd accidentally delete my college application essays or throw out my acceptance letters claiming she thought they were junk mail. Things really exploded when I started dating Caleb junior year. Hannah immediately developed this massive crush on him and would find excuses to hang around whenever he came over. She'd wear my clothes when he was there and laugh super loud at everything he said. It was embarrassing. When Caleb and I broke up after graduation, I found out why. Hannah had been texting him from my phone for weeks, sending him messages about how I thought he was boring and only dating him because I felt sorry for him. She'd been deleting his responses so I never saw them. By the time I figured it out, he wouldn't even listen to my side of the story. That's when I decided I was done. I moved 3 hours away for college and barely talked to Hannah except for holidays. I made new friends who actually supported me instead of competing with everything I did. I met my boyfriend Jake there, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I could be myself without someone trying to one-up me constantly. Fast forward 4 years. Hannah's getting married to some guy named Brett she's been dating for like 8 months. The whole engagement was typical Hannah drama. She had to have the biggest ring, the most expensive venue, the works. Our parents were going broke trying to pay for her dream wedding while she threw tantrums about every little detail. When the invitation came, I almost threw it away. But Jake convinced me to go because family is important, and maybe Hannah had grown up. I should have trusted my gut. 3 weeks before the wedding, Hannah called me crying. She said Brett's sister had dropped out of being a bridesmaid and begged me to fill in. I felt bad and said yes, even though I knew it was probably a mistake. That's when she told me I'd need to dye my hair brown because her vision was all brunettes, and I was the only blonde bridesmaid. I told her absolutely not. I'd just gotten highlights that cost me $300. She started screaming about how I was ruining her special day and how I'd always been jealous of her. She hung up on me. The next day, our mom called. Hannah had told her I refused to be in the wedding because I was jealous she was getting married first. Mom gave me this whole lecture about being supportive and how Hannah had always looked up to me. I tried explaining what really happened, but Mom just said I was being dramatic. Then Hannah started posting all over social media about how hurt she was that her own twin sister was boycotting her wedding. She made herself look like this victim whose mean sister was abandoning her on the most important day of her life. My aunts and cousins started messaging me asking what was wrong with me. The final straw was when Hannah posted a photo of her and Brett with some caption about how they were so blessed to have family who truly supported their love. In the comments, she'd written, "Unlike some people," with a crying emoji. I knew exactly who she was talking about. That night, I called my parents and told them I wasn't coming to the wedding. My mom started crying and my dad called me selfish. They said Hannah was devastated and I was ruining the family. I told them about the hair thing and all the other stuff Hannah had done over the years, but they just said I was holding grudges. The wedding was last Saturday. I turned off my phone and went hiking with Jake instead. When I turned it back on Sunday, I had 47 missed calls and about 100 texts. Apparently, Hannah had a complete meltdown at the reception because I wasn't there. She kept crying about how her twin sister didn't love her enough to come to her wedding.